Right behind me, I've got the 2026 Ford Explorer Platinum. Let's do a walk around on this and see if it's actually worth it. If you guys are new here, my name is Jason and I do reviews just like this here in Canada. All right, let's start things off in the front of the Platinum here. I think this trim definitely stands out amongst the others. So down here on your bumper area, you do have like this aluminum trimming that stretches across and kind of like this lower mini grille area with a radar sensor in the center. There's also the front safety sensors that do run across, and you also have the LED fog lights in the corners with gloss black around that, and you do have a functional vent as well, which does add to the look of this. And then you just move into the grille area. I really like how this looks. This is pretty big, and even like the chrome here, you have like this almost brushed look on this with the gloss black bits and pieces, so everything on the grille even stands out. Now usually chrome is a bit too much for me, but on this it looks nice and subtle. You've got the Ford badge in the center, a front facing camera, and then you get into these LED front lights. I really like how these look. You've got the daytime running light at the top and kind of like this little one at the bottom as well. And if you look closely, you also have these bits and pieces within the housing, which everything on the front end tied together. I think this trim definitely stands out. And also this vehicle does have the luxury leather package, so inside you will notice all of that. And here is exactly everything that's included with this package. As for what powers the Platinum here, this does have the 2.3 liter EcoBoost i4 engine, which makes 300 horsepower and 310 pound-foot of torque. Towing wise, when you're spec'd properly, you're looking at about 5,000 pounds, and fuel economy is about 11.9 liters in the city and about 8.7 liters on the highway. As for the different models available with the Explorers, here are all of them, and here is a list of the safety features you do get with the Platinum model. All right, coming to the side of the Explorer, if you're not familiar with these, this is a 3-row SUV. Now, coming to the top here, this does have the dual pane panoramic moonroof. It's not an actual sunroof, it's just a fixed glass. And then if you also look up top here, you do have the chrome roof rails as well, and then in the center here you do have the gloss black. And if I do press the middle here, your numbers do come up, so you can definitely set those up. Your door handles do come body color. And then as for the side mirror, you do have the gloss black up here, the black plastic here, built-in turn signal, and if you look at the bottom, you do have the side mirror cameras. And then even along the side here, you have chrome trimming, which is bundled in with the black plastic. And then you get into these very nice looking wheels. I like the aluminums, the gloss blacks on this, and these are your 21-inch wheels. So if I do take a step back, you can see it definitely fits the Explorer here. All right, let's come around to the rear. The nice looks definitely continue. So over on the bumper area here, you have black plastic, more of like this gray trimming. You got the hitch there in the center with the plugs and all of that. Got more rear safety sensors, the rear reflectors, and then you move into the tailgate here. So you do have the chrome Platinum, another Ford badge of course, and then it also says all-wheel drive. And even in the center here, it does say Explorer in gloss black. You've got a rear camera of course, and then are these nice looking LED rear tail lights. I really like how it kind of ties in with the black bar in the center to the other light, and I think this design definitely suits this vehicle. Also up here you do have like this built-in spoiler with a brake light. Now let's go ahead and open up the tailgate and see what we have back here. So the button is somewhere right here, right under the R. This is a power opening lift gate, as you can see. So opening this up, the third row is down right now, so this is a perfect chance to show you what that looks like. So in terms of space, so if you're not using the third row, this is how much room you have in terms of whatever you want to put back here. And let's go ahead and put up the third row, and then let me show you what it looks like. So if I do want to bring both of these up, these are power seats, which is nice. So with the third row up, you still have a good amount of space back here that you can definitely utilize. Other things back here, you will have a speaker, and then on this side, you do have all your power seat adjustments and then the 12-volt outlet. And a nice thing about this, what I just shown you, if I just press the middle one, which is left and right, so you can fold them down at the same time or bring them back up at the same time or one by one. Now lifting up the carpet area, you do have a little bit more space that you can definitely utilize down here. And thank you to Mayfield Ford for letting me review this Platinum. All right, now let's check out the interior on the Platinum here. So opening up the door, you can see you have an all black interior, but you do have this nice material as well. And this is actually called Mojave Dusk. I really like how this looks. But let's start down here. You do have some space, a speaker here. You got some space here as well. And then you move into this beautiful, beautiful trimming. And even up here, you kind of have like this perforated section with the nice stitching and the designing. And then here you have this trimming, and then this cool gray trimming and a little speaker here. So I think the interior on this with this color combination definitely pops out. And even the door handle here is in chrome, which is pretty nice. All right, let's check out the interior. Now I'm going to start off in the third row, and I'll show you the legroom, the headroom, what you get back there, and then the same thing for the second row. So to get to the third row, it's very, very easy. There is a button right here, and the seat just comes forward like that. You push it, and then you have access to the third row. Look at how nice the interior looks on this. I am really digging how this color combination is on this vehicle. Now let me jump back here and show you the legroom and the headroom. All right, in terms of the legroom, it's not all that bad, and I'm sure this seat can be adjusted, so I'll still have a good amount of legroom. Now this does have the captain's chairs, so I have all of this room to stretch my legs, which is nice. In terms of the headroom, wise, I am very good. For reference, I'm wearing a hat and I'm 5'11", and I'm very comfortable back here in terms of headroom. Now, the one thing that I wouldn't probably feel comfortable like on long road trips is the seat here with the thigh support. It just feels like I'm sitting on the floor. I wish it was a little bit higher, but I think for kids back here, it's perfect. So other things that you get back here is a little bit of space up by the window here. You have a cup holder here, more space here and here, and then you just have this hook here. Now on the other side, everything is exactly the same, but you do have 2 USB ports on this side. I wish it was on the other side as well, so you're not fighting with the people back here. All right, now let's check out the second row seats. These are identical to the third row. However, there is a bit of a design difference. So here you can see you got the nice stitching and the designing, the perforated back bottom sections, which is nice. And the rear seats here, the second row seats do come heated, which is good. You also have your very own armrest because you do have the captain's chairs, and you can also recline these seats. Now let me jump back here and show you the legroom and the headroom. All right, jumping inside, legroom, again, I have no issues at all. Even though this seat can be adjusted, I'll still have a good amount of legroom. Now in terms of the headroom, same thing like the rear. I think in the rear, it's a little bit more headroom, but here I can still move around. I'm pretty comfortable, so it's not all that bad. Now behind the driver and the passenger seat, of course, I love how that there's no plastic. It's all just soft touch material. Plus you do have the storage pocket there. Now coming to the rear console area here, you have Explorer written here, your heating and cooling, your heated seats for the second row. You got USB ports, 110 volt outlet, and then also you have cup holders. All right, let's head to the front and see if anything is different compared to the rear. Up here, it's exactly the same, but you do have this, which is a little bit bigger than the rear, and there's no little speaker up here like the rear. And that's because you have a bigger speaker in the center here, and this does have the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And then you just have the usual stuff, which is your window controls, side mirror controls, and then the driver memory seat controls. Even on this section, you do have the gloss black, and this does have ambient lighting. All right, let's check out the front seats here. These are exactly like the second row. Everything is the same, but up here you do have the platinum badging. It's not in blue. If I just remove this a little bit, you can see it is in chrome, so it's not blue. But up here the seats do come heated, ventilated, and they have a built-in massage feature. And then on the side here you have all of your power seat adjustments, and then you do have this chrome door sill piece that says Explorer. And then if you just click the middle button there, that's another way to activate your massage feature. Underneath, just your pedals there. Here is your hood latch release. Moving up here, you have your tailgate release, exterior lighting controls including the fog lights, cluster dimmers, and then even around the venting here, you have that nice chrome on here, this fabric trimming, and here and on the dashboard, this does actually house speakers. It's not like a full bar, but you do have speakers within it. More of that gray trimming, and then of course the nice Mojave there. As for the steering wheel, this does come manual adjustable. All right, entering inside, your dashboard is in like this hard soft material. You've got a speaker there in the center, and that's about it. And then you get into your fully digital cluster area. I really like how this is laid out, all the information on this, very nice. And there's a ton of different information obviously that you can view, and all of that is controlled through here. So if I just scroll down, as you can see, I have all of this, and if I press the menu button, I can also select things from here. So really nice. And this is a 12.3 inch cluster. And also you will notice this little guy here, and this is for your hands-free driving, so it does monitor the driver. Now as for the steering wheel, you do have the soft touch material. This does come heated. You've got gloss black all here on the top, and then chrome at the bottom, plus more gloss black here. And then on the left here, you have all your cruise control settings, follow distance, lane keep, volume, mute buttons, And then the other side, you have your cluster controls, Bluetooth, and then your phone controls along with the seat controls. And then behind, you do have your high beams and indicators. And then the other side, you do have your front and rear wiper controls. Now moving to the center armrest, you've got more of the nice material here. And then opening this up, you do have a good amount of space in here. Plus you do have an outlet. Now coming to the center console area, you have a ton of gloss black. You have some space right here, your cup holders obviously, different drive modes, electronic parking brake, your rotary shifter. And I kind of dig this because it doesn't have like a shifter where it's just bulky and in your way. It's nice and small, so it opens up a ton of space. You have more space down there with USB ports and another outlet there. And then you move to the center here where you have more space, and then your volume on off for the touchscreen, and then a few controls, so your auto start stop, your parking sensors to turn them on or off. You have your hazards, cameras, traction control, and then here is your auto hold. So let me show you the cameras before I forget. So here's what they look like. You have the top bird's eye view there, and right now it is facing the front. So if I just click this, you can see the front still shows, but then the bird's eye goes away. If I go back in, I can also see a panoramic wide view of the front, which is nice. And then here is what the hitch camera looks like, and then the rear camera. So if I just go back to this section here, you probably noticed that there is a plus symbol there. So if I just click this, it pops up a bunch more plus signs. So if I click any of them, it zooms into that particular section. So towing with this, parking with this in tight spots becomes very, very easy. And since we're on the screen here, well, here is the touchscreen. This is a 13.2-inch touchscreen, and I just like how everything is laid out. Plus, you do have your heating and cooling down here, including if you click this, you have your heated seats, vented seats, and then the heated steering wheel. So on the screen here, you have different sections, which is super easy, especially if you've never used a system like this or you're not familiar with Fords. And this little arrow here, if I click this, it also populates your heating and cooling, or just like the airflow for the front and the rear. If I exit out of this, so here's the home page. If I click the little vehicle image, you have ambient lighting, which I was mentioning, so you have all of these colors to choose from. If I just go back, you also have hill descent control, your seats. If I click into this, so even from the screen here, not only can you adjust your seats like the side buttons on the seats, but here is the massage feature. So this is for the driver and the passenger. You have all of these to choose from, and then these little dots is the intensity. If I just go back, you've also got the brightness, valet mode, vehicle status, and then your settings, and you can also open the tailgate from here. If I click these little circles, here is all your main stuff. So your maps, Play Store, Google Assistant, phone, AM, FM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth, everything is here, including Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You've even got the towing section, so you got trailers, the aids, all that. If I go back to here, you also have the record feedback. This also has YouTube built in. So a ton of different things in this that you can definitely utilize. And then moving up here, if I just push this, you have a place for your sunglasses. There's also the interior lights and then the sun shade. So like I was mentioning, this is not an actual sunroof, but just a fixed glass. And on the driver visor, you also have the garage controls. And here is the key fob for the Explorer here, just your usual Ford key. All right, let's come around to the passenger side and let me show you the dashboard here. So on here, as you can see, that fabric trimming that houses the Bang & Olufsen sound system. You've also got this nice trimming here that says Explorer, more of the gray trimming, the nice Mojave, and then of course you have your usual glove compartment space. Not only that, on the passenger side here, you do have a little bit of space you can utilize, plus these Easter eggs, which is pretty neat. And here is the window sticker for this Explorer Platinum. The pricing that you see is in Canadian dollars. Well, that does it for the review on this 2026 Ford Explorer Platinum. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think it's worth it?